Welcome back to the channel. This is Wei Hao at Direct Impact Solutions. As promised, in this video, I will review the answer to our previous challenge video. First, I'd like to thank everyone for your warm response to this challenge. We received many answers and are overwhelmed by the passion the community has for this type of content. The majority of the answers we received found a workaround to make the feature work as intended. However, less than half were able to find the root cause of the issue and explain why the original version does not work. So, in today's video, I'm going to explain the root cause first, then show a few solutions you guys sent me. Before I dive into this video, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notification to stay tuned with our channel. If you're not familiar with the challenge yet, please go to check out our previous video and try to see if you can resolve the challenge before watching this answer video. Now let's begin. The reason the original method seems to make sense is because I was expecting the formula of the start week number field to resolve sequentially like this. Imagine this being the first record, and this is the second, this is the third record. I thought the start week number 1 will resolve first, then its value gets passed to end week number 1, and the value of end week number 1 would get passed to start week number 2. But that's not the case. These fields are all unstored calculation fields, which means they are all resolved at the same time. So how does that work? Take start week number 2 as an example. Start week number 2 reference end week number 1. When start week number 2 resolves, instead of plugging in the value of end week number 1, it actually plugs in the formula of end week number 1 from its own context. If we put it on paper, start week number 2 has this formula. Here, I'm using a notation to indicate the record a field is coming from. Start week number 2 means this is the start week number on the second record. End week number 1 means this is the end week number from the first record. I have also replaced the getRecordNumber function with this expression, using the same number notation to indicate which record it is from. This is important, and we will see why very soon. If we look at the formula for end week number 1, it is equal to start week number 1 plus duration 1 minus 1. If we plug that into the formula of start week number 2, you get this. The minus 1 and plus 1 cancel each other out, so we end up with this. And then, if we plug in the formula of start week number 1, the formula of start week number 2 becomes this. What does record number 1 in this formula return? I think most of you probably got the answer right, but the reason wrong. This field returns 1, but this is not because it is in a record that is in the first place of the found set. It's actually because from the context of the second record, this getRecordNumber is evaluated on the related record through a relationship. If you are evaluating getRecordNumber from the TO of your current layout, it returns the relative place of that record in the found set, which is why record number 2 here returns 2. You are on the second record, and you are evaluating this getRecordNumber from that context. However, if you evaluate getRecordNumber on a related record, it will evaluate that related record's relative place within the related record set, not your current found set, which in our case will always return 1. This is why the second record seems to be fine, but in reality, the second record suffers from the same issue as the rest. It's just that its previous record is the first record, so originally I misinterpreted this situation. To explain this better, let's repeat this process for the third record, the record that we originally observed to have issue. Starting with the original formula of start week number 3. Now let's replace end week number 2 with its own formula. End week number 2 is equal to start week number 2 plus duration 2 minus 1. So let's replace end week number 2 in the original formula with that. And since we have a minus 1 here and a plus 1 here, they cancel each other. So we end up with this. And now, duration 2 is a user entered field. So we can leave it as is. But start week number 2 has its own formula. So let's plug that in. And with this, we can stop here because the rest of the formula don't really matter. Keep in mind right now, we're evaluating from the context of the third record. So record number 3 returns 3 as it is evaluated from its current context. But for record number 2 here, from the perspective of the third record, this is actually on a related record through a relationship, so it will return 1. Which means this case function always goes into this branch, which makes the formula just 1 plus duration 2. And that aligns with our previous observation. You can repeat this process with any other record, and it's simply going to suffer from the same issue, and always give you a formula that is equal to the duration of the previous record plus 1. And again, that's what we observed. So, because get record number being evaluated on a related record is causing us an issue, a solution pretty much finds a way to work around that. The first solution I'm going to present is my own solution. Since we have a serial number field in this table that doesn't change its value based on the evaluation context, I can use it to replace the getRecordNumber function here and achieve the result that we desire. The second solution was sent to me by multiple developers. So shout out to Jeremiah, Matt, and Marcel for being the first ones sending me this solution. This solution replaces the getRecordNumber function with a isEmpty or a NotIsValid function, which bypassed the issue with the getRecordNumber problem. The third solution is quite clever. It keeps the getRecordNumber here, but replaces the relationship with a getNthRecord function. So we don't have to deal with evaluating getRecordNumber via a relationship. Shout out to Michael for sending me this solution. Did I miss anything? If you have another workaround, please post your solution in the comment. I hope you enjoyed this video and the challenge. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.